It's Wednesday morning. I want to start making bread today. So, I'm going to do the same thing I did last time, the Claire Saffitz method. I'm going to auto lease. I'm going to put together 500 grams of water and 370 grams of, no, sorry, the other way around. 500 grams of flour, 375 grams of water. So, let's just get started. I have to let it sit for, after I mix it, I have to let it sit for at least an hour. So just get it started and then get the rest of my day started. It's real sticky today. I don't know. It's mixed. I'm gonna let it sit for about an hour, and then we'll get on to the next steps. But it didn't congeal as much as the last time. I don't know. The weather, though, it's drier outside today than it was the other day. So this is a weird thing about this whole process. It's unique every single time almost. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. It keeps you on your toes. I'm like dumping the stuff into the sink. That's why I'm like that. But it's a unique process every time, for better or worse. So let it sit, and we'll be back. Timed it out pretty well. So we have our flaccid dough that's just starting to settle a little bit, which is good. And this guy, I fed it last night, so it's right at peak, I feel. 200 grams of starter. Gotta add my salt. And once the salt is incorporated, then we'll be ready for the sitting time. It finally came together pretty nicely. Add a little more flour. You probably shouldn't, but I needed it to feel a little bit different than it was. It was a bit too wet. It's very tacky still, obviously, but I think it's ready to sit, and we'll work on our folds next. Fold number one. Fold number two. We got bubbles. We're coming along really good. It smells nice. Look at that bubble. Jiggly. It's grown. There's more gas in it. It's super jiggly now, which is good. This should be the last fold, and then I'm gonna let it rise. But it's got a lot of gas bubbles. It's really airy. That's what we're looking for. And by we, I mean me. It's nice and silky. It seems to be holding a better shape now. Everything's pretty good. I think the last loaf of bread was really close to being okay. I think I just didn't bake it long enough. So this time, because of how moist it is, I'll probably bake it for an extra 10 minutes or so. Ooh, there's a big air bubble. All right. I think we're in really good shape here. So do now, I just love that air bubble. It's nice and jiggly. See how jiggly? It's nice and jiggly. There's a bunch of air in it. It seems like it's really healthy the way it should be. I'm gonna put the top on it. It's 10:45 in the morning. Usually, if I feed my starter and I let it sit for a while, I'll start seeing real activity around 5 to 7, 8 hours or so. So, I'm just gonna let this sit until later this afternoon. About 7:30 in the evening almost. So let's take a look what we got here. It grew a little bit, but you got a lot of bubbles. Look how jiggly it is. I think we're in good shape. It has no structure, unfortunately. It feels just like a ball. Okay. I don't know what to tell you. This is not good. This is not what it should be doing at all. It should be, oh man, maybe I just didn't put enough flour in to begin with. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to flour it up enough so that I can carry it into this pan. And that's about all I could do, I think. Ooh, it's bad. That's disappointing. I'm glad it's not that it's not a lot of work, because it is a lot of work, but you don't want to have to go through all of this and then it not work. Really disappointed right now. I don't know what to think. I think maybe it was just too much water, not enough flour. I don't know. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it in here. It's 7:31. Probably give it a couple hours and then fire it up, see what happens. It's pretty moist, so I am definitely gonna put it for like 45 minutes. Maybe we can salvage this, but I don't know. I'm obviously not an expert, so I don't know what to do or what happens when you screw up like this. What you can do other than just start over. But I'm just gonna keep pushing forward and see how it goes. So that didn't go well at all. I don't know what to do in a situation like this. I wish I knew somebody who knew what they were doing that could help me out, or at least tell me, okay, just don't worry, it's finished. Just end your day and tail between your legs and move on. But I just put it in the pan. Gotta see if it does anything else. It may rise some more at least. If I could just get it to rise, maybe I could just cook all the rest of that moisture out. It's just it was a blob. It had a lot of air in it, but it was just like a goo. It should be like not like a ball, but it should definitely not be just wet on the outside. So it's disappointing to get all the way to this point and do all this planning and thinking about it and work and blah, 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 and just have like a failure. So I'm pretty much going to chalk this up as a failure now, just so I can boo-hoo about it. But anyway, doesn't matter. Could have set it there for a little while, plan on starting to cook it probably in about 70, 80 minutes maybe, and then cook it for about 45 minutes covered and about 18 minutes uncovered to get the hope maybe it'll do something. I definitely have no hope now. I know that it's probably just going to be a ball. Ugh. More flour, I guess. I did the same proportions that I have been doing. I don't know why today it just didn't want to. I mean, even everything just started out wetter than it normally felt. And it's not too wet outside. You think that it's always humid here, but today's one of those rare days where it's not too humid. I don't know. I'm just I'm just disappointed. I wish I don't know. I don't know. I'm guessing more flour. I don't know. It's every one of them has been kind of rocky, but this one was just like no. The bubbling and everything is okay. I think it did grow a little bit. It definitely did bubble up, but I don't know. Just wait for the next step. So I have it tinted. I don't know if it'll work or not. So either way, you gotta put it in, I think, 45 minutes at 425, and we'll check it at like 38, 39 minutes or so. I want to make sure it gets enough heat into it, because I think, if anything, that's the only thing that'll get close to saving this. So I'm going to let me put it in. Ooh. Look at that. Nothing. It's a crouton. So it's the next day. I was too just frustrated and upset to talk about it, but this thing is a brick. I don't even think it could be a crouton, to be honest with you. There's a lot of bubbles in it, but I mean, it never rose. It was just this undulating mass in the pan. Ideally, you'd want it to be soft and fluffy, but when I poured it out, the second I touched it after I poured it out onto my countertop here, I just knew it, and you heard it in my voice. I was just, the energy, the life was just like, oh. So, the fifth time, I royally screwed it up. This is, in theory, it is edible. I did cut a piece to taste it, and the flavor is almost there. But as far as just like this is just a brick. A very, very disappointing brick.